So I'm sitting in a grocery outlet parking lot. I bought myself 3 hops kombuchas. They're my favorite kombuchas. They're only 99 cents at grocery outlet, and I'm on a budget, so I'm indulging. And it's hot as fuck. It's refreshing. Amore's laying down here. It looks hot on the ground because it's like blacktop, but it's cool to the touch. Yeah, and we got the gear out here. She's been waiting while I was shopping and having a late lunch. It's just been a weird day after like stealth camping and then having to spend way more time at Starbucks than I wanted to, like a few hours during moments where I could have been like biking without the sun being at its peak, but we're already at the point where the sun is at its peak, but I'm at a point where I am nearing the mountains and it's exciting, but this is pretty much like these are my last opportunities to stock up, like to use resources, like the groceries, for example. Got stuff in here too for salad later. And yeah, it was really my like last opportunity to do a big data transfer. It took so much time, but I needed to use the Wi-Fi, so that is done and that's relieving. And I have more storage space cleared up on my phone now, so I could keep recording. But I'm gonna have to stay super duper on top of it. So yeah, but interesting story. People are approaching me all the time because it's a scene. It's an interesting setup. It catches attention, and it's cute. Um, so this woman just came up to me and she was like, I just turned my car around and I just had to meet the person who was driving this bike. It's so amazing. She was super friendly, and then she was like, I don't know how we got into this conversation, but somehow she asked me how long is my trip, and I told her 3 months, and that I work remotely, so I can take a 3 month trip. She said, what do you do for work? That's where the conversation turned south. Or not south, but just maybe some tension. I told her I'm a relationship coach. I help people with relationships. It's a very vague response because, I cannot just tell people off the bat I help people with non-monogamy, because I'm in a parking lot and I'm hungry. It's like way past lunchtime. Yeah, it's 2 o'clock and I'm trying to make up myself a salad, but yeah, I'm not just gonna open up this whole can of worms. People have so many thoughts and opinions about non-monogamy, so I don't just throw that out there the first thing. I don't have energy for that, but that is what happened. She made some comment about my age and how young I am. Uh, Sorry, I got a notification that was distracting, and so yeah, I responded with that age comment with saying, "Oh well, like I don't know. I guess I I'm seeing that I could have responded differently, to where I didn't take the bait, where I didn't need to prove myself that yeah, I know I'm professional, or like I can help people with relationships, because I'm like, well, I'm not helping people with any relationships. It's like a very specific craft. It's like an art, really, like ethical non-monogamy. So that opened up a big conversation where she was in disagreement, and then she started talking about how I don't know, how she said feminist porn doesn't exist. It opened a whole can of worms. And I noticed myself wanting to continue to be like, that's an interesting, like, just unpacking it all, but just kind of letting go, letting it be. And I'm like, yeah, I don't need to prove anything to this person. I don't need to change her mind. She's just spewing her opinions on me. I didn't ask for them. And so I'm just going to practice not reacting. Yeah, I'm feeling really grateful to one of my partners, specifically today, who keeps reminding me to shield energetically. So that came into my mind mid-conversation. I'm seeing where I could have shielded earlier by not taking the bait and having to justify myself in my career. She doesn't know me. I know I look young as fuck. I am young. I'm 29, but I look even younger because I'm a trans baby. So I'm used to this by now. People are always, I don't know, doubting me and my experience or my skills or whatever just because of my appearance. But, that's life. People just, I don't know. People are always going to misunderstand people in general, so I can't get hung up when people misunderstand me or when they judge me. So, feeling really grateful to my partner for reminding me to energetically shield, because at least I was able to adjust once I noticed that I had let go some of my energy. I was like, uh-oh, let's bring it back in. Let's bring it back in. Just like, let her have her rant and let's move on. But yeah, interesting interactions on the road. And the same partner that I'm talking about, they're tracking my location consensually as one of my anchors. It's a safety thing, especially as I'm stealth camping. There's some risk involved, and I'm like really quickly running out of money. My workload, not by choice, has gotten smaller, which is kind of nice for traveling, but financially I'm really just tight right now. So, yeah, so they just offered to book me a hotel, and I literally cried. I was in the grocery outlet just like crying. So generous. Yeah. My initial reaction was like, no. But they were like saying how much it meant to them and how relieved they would feel. And so I'm noticing that part of me that feels like burdensome and guilty and feeling like I'm not a good partner, quote unquote, because I'm like, I don't know. There's a story about like, oh, I'm living recklessly or carelessly, or like I'm not getting my financial needs met or something, and so now you're having to caretake me. But we've had this conversation many times before, my partner and I, and not just around money, but this narrative around being burdensome when receiving help in general. So I'm just noticing it and breathing in, breathing out, accepting the offer. I'm relieved. Thanks. He said, nice setup you got there. Feeling so deeply loved. It's not easy for me to receive. And I also have this story of like, it's going to put too much tension on our relationship, But I'm like, you know what? People want to love me the ways they want to love me, so I'm going to let it in. I'm open to love. And I trust that it's not going to put that tension on our relationship. I trust they're doing it because they want to. I can feel it in their energy. I didn't ask for it. They offered it, and then they offered it again. So I was like, okay.
Can I buy your dog?
People are so kind. Somebody just offered to buy my dog some water. But actually, we have a ton of water, and she's totally fine. The ground is cool. It's not the first time this has happened. It's really sweet. I really appreciate the care